Chelsea absolutely embarrassed, battered away at the Amex by Brighton 3-0 against a team where they were favourites to win in this game, Chelsea away from home. I'm not entirely sure why. And in fact, I have done videos recently reacting to bookies' odds of having Chelsea still heavy favourites to finish in not just the top 5 but the top 4, reacting here on the channel thinking, how is that so, watching us play recently. I was chatting to my mate on WhatsApp before this game kicked off saying we're going to lose this, we haven't got a striker, we lost this exact same game last time out, Reece James isn't starting. I thought it was really important to see him come back in, and serious questions now need to be asked because Chelsea... This is going to be one of those videos where I probably will swear, and I try so hard not to on this channel. But Chelsea are not good. We are not good. And this is such a uniquely peculiar scenario where in December, I think we're 2 points off top of the league against behind Liverpool, continually having the title thrown at Chelsea, or shall I say the label thrown at Chelsea, saying we are title contenders. To be here, to be this completely inept, wet, totally unable, totally debilitated football team in inverted commas. Brighton are good, they're a mid-table team, but they absolutely battered us today. We learnt nothing from our elimination at the hands of them last weekend in the FA Cup at their gaff as well. And there's so many questions to be asked because Chelsea are terrible. Chelsea are terrible. Like awful. What happened to the free scoring Blues under Maresca early in the season? Top scorers in the league. I think we certainly were for a while, and one of the most, scoring loads and loads of goals. And yes, Nicholas Jackson was fit. But Nicholas Jackson was fit until 2 games ago. And obviously he went on a bit of a dry run, but it's not just on him. Like, what happened then and what's happening now? Is it just the lack of confidence, the bereft of confidence in what is the youngest team in the league? And I'm not going to make any excuses, guys. Because I watched this game, and in the first half, we lost. We were losing 2-0 in the first half. We're going to look at some stats of this game and just look at how much we outplayed. Embarrassing, by the way, from so many players. But in the first half, you could think, okay, so Mitoma. Firstly, congratulations, Brighton. Not the muggy little seagulls today. Congratulations, Brighton. And congratulations, Mitoma, for scoring one of the goals of the season. Absolutely incredible. But after that, 1-0, Enzo Fernandez scores what I think should have been a goal. It was given for a foul, 2 hands on the back of the defender. I don't think he even pushed him. I think he had his hands on his back, and it was given as a foul, and therefore the goal didn't stand. I think personally, and again, I'm not one of these blue tinted Chelsea fans. I'm pretty open to say when we haven't got calls or whatever, but I think that was soft as butter. And then maybe we make that 1-1, and maybe there was a Welbeck offside in their second goal, so at halftime it could be 1-1. But there's absolutely no effing point of even trying to bring out those things as that stuff and make a defense for yourself, yeah? Because I think we had 1 shot on target in the whole game. It was certainly gone 85 minutes, 80 odd minutes. It was no shots on target with over 70% possession. Absolutely sensational. It's so embarrassing. And everyone's at fault. Top to bottom. Everyone's at fault. It's shocking. I understand, ownership with their long-term vision not coming into fruition now, is it? It looks nearly what? It looks terrible at the moment. Sporting directors had an opportunity to buy a striker. Took the risk. They didn't foresee both Guiu and Jackson getting injured, but I tell you what. Yes, we look terrible without a striker and a focal point. Yes, that looks like a huge problem in this team, but I tell you what. It can't be the only excuse for what we're seeing on the football pitch, man. because there are some good footballers out there. And owners, sporting directors, players, manager, top to bottom, like, to being so really, really impressive in the first half of the season, yeah? Title race Chelsea, we've got our Chelsea back. Again, in December. And this isn't a criticism on Chelsea fans for singing. I'm not that guy. I understand it. We've been desperate to see some positivity. Why not enjoy it when Chelsea are in form scoring? But it's just a reference point. It's a marker. It's a point of reference. We've got our Chelsea back in December. And what looks like relegation form in February. I've got absolutely no reason whatsoever to believe in what's happening right now in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, maybe they can win the Conference League because they won't have this weird inferiority complex in it. I don't know what's happening, but what we would do for a Nottingham Forest Chris Wood, or a Jorginho Rutter, or a Danny Welbeck, bro, a Danny Welbeck, yeah. 2 assists. Premier League journeyman, probably on very low wages. Just a person that looks like they know what it feels like to be in a Premier League 18-yard box. It doesn't cost much. In fact, it costs very little. Like, I was chatting to my mate who supports Man United, yeah, who's not a fan, like many United fans, not a fan of Xerxes or Rasmus Højlund, yeah? Don't score goals much, both young players. I mean, granted, they're on a dysfunctional side. Either one, and this is where we're at, bro. Either one of those players start over in Kunku here and make us better. But it's the wingers as well. We got to talk about the wingers. We got to talk about everyone. Colwell again, whinging on the floor after a non-foul. The goalkeeper. I mean, I'm not even going to dig out Jorgensen because we signed a not very good goalkeeper and he's performing not very well. We deserve this, man. And look, guys, I've nailed my colours to the mast. I'm not like... I like to be very philosophical both ways. There's some elements of the project that I like. Certain players we've signed that are sort of maybe... not as conventional as Chelsea old, like Palmer. We would never have signed Palmer under Abramovich. We would never have signed Esteval under Abramovich. And this isn't about previous ownership. It's about liking some stuff that's happening to my football club right now. And you know what? Up until the beginning of December, I was very much liking this season as well. But this, I can't explain this. Yes, no striker, but what the fuck is happening? It's like so poor. I've got no affinity to my team. That's what they're doing on the pitch at the moment. Reece James came on. I like him. Do you know what I mean? I like Cole Palmer. He played some good passes. I think Enzo Fernandez cares. I do think he cares. But I tell you what, mate, we got to get into this. So, look, I'm going to show you the stats on the SofaScore on the team because it's a reference point of where we are. This is a bit more of like a holistic video of what's wrong with Chelsea. I suppose, well, me just venting, but it's a reference point. So, shout out Brighton, firstly, for Bruggen with an assist. You had, oh my God, yeah, with an assist for that goal by Minter. By the way, amazing goal for Bruggen, and this shows you how dumb we are with our tippy tapper. Can't do anything with the freaking ball. For Bruggen plays the long ball. Mitoma head to the stars. He's looking at the moon, bro. Do you know what I mean? He's looking at the moon, and he takes an amazing touch and finishes. Yeah, Jorgensen could do a bit better, but it's about the finishing and the goal. And then, of course, Minter scores a brace as well. Both set up by Danny Welbeck. This isn't a bad bunch of players, guys. In fact, you could say this is a good bunch of players. I mean, maybe, again, not to dig out Jorgensen. This video is not about that, because what's the point? Do you know what I mean? What's the point of digging out this guy? But Cucurella, Colwill is meant to have a very high ceiling, and it was a very desired player when people thought he was on the market. Chalobah, Chelsea fans like Chalobah. We think he's a serviceable centre back. Gusto had a great season last season. Caicedo both these players, Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo, at different periods of their Chelsea career, have demonstrated immense ability. Yeah, front four: Neto, Madueke, Palmer behind Nkunku. Now look, I think Palmer and Nkunku swapped places as a striker to the mere morsel ounce of credit of the Chelsea manager. Of course, we hate seeing Nkunku as a striker, but just absolutely no presence in the box whatsoever. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. It's embarrassing because it's just these guys aren't these guys. They can't do it. They just can't do it, yeah? Just for reference as well on stats, yeah? First half, we had 72% possession, yeah? But we're still less XG. Total shots, 6, not 1 on target, yeah? 1 big chance created. Of course not finished, though. In fact, well, yeah, all game, 1 big chance created compared to their 3. Even with I think it says 69% possession here in the match. I saw it on different sites as 71, so actually 29% possession for Brighton, and they trebled our chances, and they deserved winners. Who needs the ball to win a football match? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, we've talked about the goals. Look, attacking momentum don't mean squat. Yeah, and look, I'm going to be very mindful here because under Maurizio Sarri, Chelsea finished 3rd, if memory serves. We got to a cup final. I remember I was at Wembley when Kepa refused to come off, and we won the Europa League, which is great. It is great. Against Arsenal, 4-1 in the final at Baku. Lovely stuff. So this is not a dig at Maurizio Sarri, but there were times under Maurizio Sarri where Chelsea played some really unappealing football. Shows you where we are now, because Chelsea fans used to sing F Sarri ball at Stamford Bridge, 3rd place, finishing winning Europa League, yeah? Cup final at Wembley. Maresca's football, maybe this is personnel he's had this team bestowed upon him. I'm not turning on Maresca per se, but there is moments, bro. There is moments where we just look... Well, they're not moments. There are minutes. In fact, scratch that. There are literal hours of football where I'm watching us going, what is this? What's the point? I wanted to fast forward that game at 2-0, bro. I wanted to fast forward that game to the end. And even if we'd scored, it'd be like, oh yeah, we lost 2-1 or we lost 3-1 or whatever. Because I had no belief in this team. And that's the most telling. Yeah? I'm at the point now where even in the Conference League, we could come up against a form like Fiorentina or a Fiorentina that fancy themselves, or a Betis got through the playoffs. Antony scoring belters for them now. Just a team that believe and are feeling themselves. Because I tell you what, guys, our team does not believe and we are not feeling ourselves. We are a bunch of kids. And again, I was chatting to my mate prior to kickoff, explaining how, this is the youngest team, and I wasn't using it as a flex. I was like, I'd do anything for a bit of experience in there. Players, Jorgensen in goal. Look, he's not a good goalkeeper for me. He might be okay. He's still quite young, I think. He might become okay. Heck, he might even become semi-good. He shouldn't be Chelsea. He shouldn't be Chelsea's goalkeeper. I'll tell you that for free, mate. Yeah? And as much as, Kepa's playing well, Kepa shouldn't be Chelsea goalkeeper. Georgi Petrovic did all right last season. He's done well for Strasbourg. I don't give a so-and-so, mate. None of these goalkeepers should be Chelsea goalkeeper. I'm sorry. Standards in certain positions, especially. I was agreeing with Jamie Carragher on the Sky Sports comms, and that is when you're in trouble, mate. The back four, I think Gusto's had a terrible season. I know he's asked to do a new role, and he still hasn't scored a goal for Chelsea, yet he takes long shots when he shouldn't be. I know it's probably Maresca going, you'll be in a position where the ball falls to you, and you'll be in a high-value shot position, so you take a shot. And he takes a shot, but he doesn't finish. Why do you put him in that position? Start Reece James, make him... This is not work. None of this is working anymore. And again, I don't want to... I'm very emotional after this game, yeah. I feel really annoyed. And I don't want to discredit the impressive... Because it was a large body of evidence from the first half of the season that Chelsea can play well. Yeah, it wasn't like a few games. It was a large stint of, you know what, They look like they can play well. They're a good team, Chelsea. This is not a good team. This is a very, very bad team at the moment. Very bad. Very, very, very bad. Caicedo, I mean, apparently he didn't play well. Of course, former team, got a booking, got hooked. Enzo, I actually think Enzo played all right. At least he looks like he cares. Again, we're going to talk about good before bad. Very little. Cole Palmer, I think Palmer, he had a good chance where he's completely sliced wide, and he played some really good passes. Let's look at his heat map quickly. There were moments where he went deeper and he played some wonderful long passes, but you can't. What's he supposed to do? And Nkunku, pretty terrible for me, but again, he just doesn't fit. For me, there's two things. There's two problems with Nkunku. He doesn't fit and he doesn't care. Pretty big problems. And the wingers are terrible. I'm really worried about the wingers at Chelsea. And again, off the bench, Sancho was terrible. Neto was awful. Of course, Nani got injured early doors. When did he come off? He came off very, very early in the 21st minute. So you can't really judge him. He kind of gets away with this a little bit, doesn't he? But Neto and Sancho, again, last game was Neto and Sancho. Awful. Neto, mate. Look at this. Neto, 5.9. Neto for me was the blockbuster signing for Chelsea. So exciting. What a player, Pedro Neto. What a footballer Pedro Neto is. The way he's terrorized the likes of Manchester City, better Chelsea football clubs, versions of Chelsea, good Chelsea teams, and Man City champions. The way he's like torn them apart, playing for Wolves. What a player. Starts for Portugal over the likes of Joao Felix and stuff. What a player Pedro Neto is. Total shit. I'm sorry. He's playing like absolute ass. Is it the system? And again, I said it before, I'm trying to work this out, guys, because Enzo Maresca's system is supposed to just allow wingers to go 1v1 and do their thing, but total. Again, he started on the left, Nani comes off, he has to go on the right. He gets absolutely eaten alive and owned by the joint lowest ranked player on the Brighton team, Tariq Lamptey, who would be one of our higher ranked players, ex-Chelsea young fullback. He's completely got Neto's number. They're both little, so it doesn't matter about aerial duels. And it's just awful. We saw subs. Look. So Sancho comes on for Nani early. He plays awful like Neto. Reece James comes on later. He should have started for me. If he was available, Gusto has been so poor. He should start. And then what? You're late in the game, yeah? 65th minute, you're getting battered, yeah? What do you turn to win you the game when you've looked totally bereft of options? You turn to Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, who doesn't look good enough for Chelsea, and Tariq George, who obviously, bless him, had a good little cameo, but he's a teenager who's not scored a goal for Chelsea. And that's a representation of poor squad building from, of course, the sporting directors and the club at large. And again, they'll argue that they couldn't have foreseen both Guiu and Jackson getting injured. But I tell you what, mate, even with Jackson, even though, again, I'm a Jackson believer, and in his absence, we've seen how much worse we are. Like, this could be a different game. Again, if Jackson's there starting, and if Reece James starts, maybe it's different. But I tell you what, we are missing a lot of stuff. Oh my god. So here we are, guys. Very, very poor. I don't know what the future holds for Chelsea. It's not even like it's almost like you wish all this happened a month ago. Yeah. Because then they would have been like, let's hit up the market. Do you know what I mean? To save our season, because the season's going down the pan, mate. It's domestically. And I am not sure what the solution is. I genuinely am not sure. I just don't know. I really don't know. I don't know, like, what's the solution, because David Washington still going to Santos. I guess their window's still open on loan. I don't know if Shimwaka, the 17-year-old. But, or we just train a completely different formation. We go to a back three, put Reece James in a back three, play wing backs. But why would Maresca do that? He's never done that. Like literally, if I was playing Football Manager, yeah, I'd do that. I'd go, right, screw this. We need to stop the rot. We need to just stop losing every freaking game. Play a back three of James, Trev, and who knows, maybe Badiashile if he's ready to come back on the left. That's where we are, And play wing backs. Do you know what I mean? Just wing backs. Play Gusto as a right wing back. There you go. Don't invert, mate. Do what you used to do. Fly up the wing. Obviously, this is silly saying this now, but whatever. It's just my brain. I see no reason to believe, and although I'm frustrated with the Chelsea manager, I actually have a bit of sympathy for him as well. So I'm left myself very confused, but above all, very unhappy. Sorry for the miserable video, guys, but I'm sure you're feeling the same. Anyway, keep it locked. Peace.